Most people thought Officer Daryl Kenner's conviction was a joke. A cop with 22 years on the force, convicted not for assault, not for corruption, but for speech. The first hate crime conviction against a police officer in the state's history. The courtroom buzzed. Some called it justice. Others called it revenge. Daryl called it a setup. He claimed evidence was planted, witnesses bribed, and that the judge had a personal vendetta. Nobody believed him. Not until the night the judge's father walked into the holding cell. Daryl had been untouchable, until that traffic stop went viral. Body cam footage showed him dragging a young black mechanic, Terrence Reed, out of his truck. The audio cut out after 10 seconds. Those 10 seconds changed everything. When the video resurfaced, the audio was restored, and the world heard Daryl spit a disgusting slur. He swore the voice was faked. Said anyone could edit a clip. Said the timestamp didn't match. But the jury didn't care. The department didn't care. The world didn't care. They wanted a villain, and Daryl fit the costume. His lawyer whispered, "Take the plea, you'll be out in 5. Daryl said no. He wanted the truth, not mercy. What he got instead was Judge Mariah Langley, fierce, brilliant, and publicly outspoken against police misconduct. The trial lasted 6 days. The verdict was 5 minutes. Guilty. Daryl's badge stripped, pension frozen, reputation incinerated. He went from decorated officer to public disgrace overnight. But there was one problem. The audio engineer who authenticated the tape disappeared before he could testify. Vanished. No trace. The city didn't blink. Inside the county jail, Daryl brooded. He replayed every second, every angle, every word. He wanted names. He wanted proof. He wanted payback. Nobody visited him. Until that night, the guard whispered, "You got a visitor. Old guy." Won't give his name. The man stepped in. Tall, white beard, eyes sharp. He looked Daryl up and down, then spoke quietly. "You don't remember me, but I remember you." Daryl's fists clenched. The man continued, "You arrested my grandson 6 years ago." Daryl's breath caught. Caleb Langley, the judge's nephew. Shoplifting charge. Daryl had humiliated the kid in front of the whole neighborhood. Of course. The connection crashed down like thunder. The judge's father smiled, slow, deliberate, knowing. "You're not crazy, Officer Kenner. The tape, they edited it." The words hit like gunfire. Daryl leaned forward. "Prove it." The old man pulled a flash drive from his coat pocket. "This file was sent to me anonymously last week. I think my daughter made a mistake." His voice cracked. "She's not who you think she is." Before Daryl could grab it, alarms blared. Power flickered. The old man dropped the drive. A guard yelled, "Lock down." Lights cut out. When they came back, the man was gone. So was the flash drive. Daryl lost his mind. He slammed metal doors, screamed for the warden. Nobody listened. They sedated him. 48 hours later, he woke up strapped to the infirmary bed. A news alert played in the background. Breaking, Judge Mariah Langley's father found dead in apparent car fire. Daryl stared at the screen, heart pounding, guilt mixing with rage. Coincidence? No chance. He knew a cleanup job when he saw one. The old man had brought him proof, and someone didn't want that proof to exist. He tried to tell his court-appointed lawyer. Nobody returned his calls. He wrote letters to journalists, to the district attorney, to the governor. No one replied. The more he fought, the tighter the system closed around him. Inmates whispered. Guards gave him strange looks. One guard left him a note. "Stop digging. People are watching." It wasn't signed. Daryl didn't sleep for 3 nights. Then, during shower rotation, an inmate slipped him a scrap of paper. "Mechanic shop, back room safe, code 1219. Terrence Reed's shop." The man from the video. The man who'd vanished after the trial. Daryl froze. He'd read the court reports. Terrence had moved out of state. But now someone was saying otherwise. That night, a riot broke out in cell block C. Guards rushed in. Smoke filled the hall. And while chaos roared, a door creaked open near Daryl's bunk. A man in an orange jumpsuit hissed, "You want to clear your name? Follow me." Before Darryl could ask who he was, the man tossed him a guard's key card. One chance, cop. The man slammed the door behind him and vanished into the smoke. Darryl's pulse hammered. He hesitated, then swiped the key card. The lock clicked. He ran. Sirens wailed. Lights flashed. He ducked down a maintenance corridor barefoot, bleeding. The alarm blared. Escape in progress. He made it to the outer fence before spotlights caught him. Electricity hummed. He fell to his knees. The last thing he saw was a guard tower firing warning shots into the air. Everything went black. When he woke, he wasn't in prison. Sterile white walls, dim hum of machines, and 4 in his arm. He was in a hospital or something like it. No badge, no ID, no name tag on the nurse who entered. She just said, "You're safe for now." The TV played muted news footage. A headline scrolled, "Former officer found dead after failed escape attempt." Darryl looked at his bandaged hands, his reflection in the window. He was alive, but the world thought otherwise. The nurse leaned close. "You've got 1 day before they realize you're missing." Then she handed him a small envelope. Inside, an old photo. The judge's father-shaking hand with Terrence Reed. Darryl's mind spun. The mechanic, the supposed victim, was friend with the judge's family. The trial hadn't been justice. It was a theater. He thought back to the anonymous drive, the locker note, the inmate who helped him flee. All of it connected. Someone had wanted him silent. But why fake a hate crime video when the truth would have been easier? Unless the truth was worse. The nurse whispered, "You need to find Terrence before they find you." She scribbled coordinates on the envelope. Mountain town. Remote. Abandoned car lot. "He's hiding there," she said. Darryl stared at her. "Who are you?" She smiled sadly. Someone who used to trust the system. And then she was gone. He dressed in stolen scrubs, slipped out to the side door, and disappeared into the rain. Hiding in shadows, he caught his reflection in a passing car mirror. Haunted, desperate, unrecognizable. He muttered to himself, "You wanted the truth, Darryl. Now you're living it." By sunrise, he reached the mountains. The coordinates led him to an old service station, rusted signs, boarded windows. He pushed the door open, creak echoing across the empty valley. Inside, dust and the faint smell of motor oil. And then, footsteps. Not 1 pair. 2. Voices. A flashlight beam cut through the dark. "Did you bring him?" a voice asked. Another answered, "Yeah, but we've got a problem." Darryl froze. His pulse thundered in his ears. The flashlight swung toward him, and he saw who held it. Not Terrence. Not the nurse. Not any face he expected. The beam revealed a badge. A familiar one. His own former sergeant, Mike Dalton. The same man who testified against him. Dalton smirked. "You should have stayed in prison, buddy. You were safer there." He lifted the flashlight higher, revealing the second figure beside him. Someone holding a phone, recording. Judge Mariah Langley herself. "Welcome back to the case, Officer Kenner," she said calmly, pressing stop on the recorder. "Now, let's finish what we started." The door behind him slammed shut. The sound of a pistol chambering echoed in the dark. Curtains fluttered from a broken window as a storm rolled in outside. And just before lightning cracked, Darryl realized it wasn't just his reputation they destroyed. They were hiding something enormous, something worth killing over. The judge smiled. "You really thought you were the only one being recorded?" Then white light flashed, and everything went dark. Flash. Boom. Darkness. The lightning blinded Darryl for half a second, and when he blinked, the gun was aimed directly at his chest. Judge Langley's finger hovered over the trigger. Her voice was calm, deliberate. "You were supposed to die in that cell, officer." Darryl flinched as Sergeant Dalton stepped closer. "It's nothing personal," Dalton said. "You just arrested the wrong kid 6 years ago." Then came a flicker of light from a broken window, blue and red strobes. Sirens. Someone else was coming. The judge snapped, "We move now." Dalton yanked at Darryl's arm, but Darryl swung first. The struggle was fast, violent. Metal clanged, glass shattered. The gun slid across oil-soaked concrete. Daryl dove, grabbed it, but Dalton tackled him. Lightning hit again, and for a split second Daryl saw something impossible. Terrence Reed standing outside the shattered window, drenched in rain, watching, alive. The judge froze when she saw him. "Terrence!" she shouted, but he shook his head. "Stop lying, Mariah." He called back. "Tell him what we did." Dalton cursed. He wasn't supposed to show up. Terrence climbed to the window, trembling but defiant. "You think she wanted justice, Daryl?" "No, she wanted leverage. That tape, it wasn't about you. It was about her father. He was running an illegal asset seizure ring with Dalton's task force. Stolen cars, cash, evidence vans, all buried under your department's name. When you pulled me over, you stopped the wrong delivery. They had to bury you to keep the system clean." Daryl's mind spun. Everything, the doctor taped, the trial, the missing engineer, it all fit. Judge Langley's face went pale. "You don't know what you're doing, Terrence." He lifted his phone. "Actually," he said, "I'm alive." The camera light was on. Thousands of viewers. Daryl looked at the comments flashing across the screen. "He's alive." The cop was framed. Corruption everywhere. Sirens got louder, real ones this time. "Back up." Dalton lunged to the phone, but Daryl fired a warning shot. "The game's over." Langley dropped the gun, voice trembling. "You don't know who you're messing with." The storm howled, rain pouring through a broken roof, washing away the oil and dust. Daryl looked around the ruined garage. The woman who'd sentenced him now cornered by her own crimes. The man he'd supposedly assaulted standing beside him. Truth and lies had burned down everything. He finally said, "Maybe I'm still a bad cop, but tonight you're the criminal." And as flashing lights filled the valley, the screen went black, sirens screaming, thunder roaring. Note, the files recovered from that garage changed everything. But some evidence vanished before sunrise. Who took it and why remains a mystery. Stay tuned for more shocking true crime twists like this one.